in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand as consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
So this issue of cassava, àgbàdo, ẹ̀wà, cassava, àgbàdo, ẹ̀wà, Abi, it is serious. So, if I said they are now thinking that that is what is going to revive the Naira. I mean, it may sound like a joke, right? Even though the clowns who were making the proposal, they themselves don't believe in it. Do you understand? But, I mean, cassava, Nigeria is one of the world's biggest planters of cassava. Cassava alone can earn Nigeria a lot of money. It is true. But you need security to grow cassava, which these criminals don't give a damn about. Always remember that. You see that petrol? Oh, sorry, crude oil, gas. They are just like natural cash there if you manage them very well. You can build paradise on earth with the resources if they are well used. But there are many other things that are not just only eco-friendly, right? But they are more profitable, more profitable than crude oil. Especially for a country like Nigeria that has the best weather, the best soil to grow anything and everything. But you can't if there is no security. In Nigeria, if there is actually truth that they wanted to use cassava to commodify Naira, which is not going to happen, by the way, right? You would have seen them right now building a special prison, underground cell, everything that can take in at least 30,000 inmates. Built that like Guantanamo inside Sambisa Forest. You know, when terrorists take over Sambisa Forest, for example, if Sambisa Forest became so popular, so when they are talking about the insecurity of Nigeria, the Sambisa Forest of part of Nigeria is always in red. Because that is where all of the terrorists you want to think about in Africa, they are there. Because the Sambisa Forest is not just cutting across Nigeria, it also cut across at least 3 different countries too, including Niger. So how about you go there and you start building your prison where you go kill all of them inside that place? Those ones, now when those ones see how they are like using the meat machine to grind their fellow terrorists, so Sambisa Forest can receive, you can take the fear to them before they come to your country. I'm just saying, if not me, if I be your idiot, that is designed to tell you that I mean business. Without security, without peace, there is nobody that can do anything, anywhere. And Nigeria has been under this, and it has been made worse by this APC, that imported Fulani terrorists from across Africa to be killing Nigerians. Do you understand? But there is no move. They are doing meeting with terrorists. They said bandits are now meeting with the federal government of Nigeria under Kolu, which means you will never have anything to motivate you to go and invest your money in any agriculture. No way. They themselves invested, Nigeria invested. Listen to this one. Nigeria invested 2.4 trillion naira in agriculture, and the money was a loan. They took the loan from Africa Development Bank AFDB. Where Akinwumi Adesina, the former Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria, has been their president for a while. It is also a political position, by the way. And the guy had to give Bokwari the money so that Nigeria can continue to sign his endorsement for that position. 2.4 trillion naira. At last, they put up price pyramid in Abuja. After you saw the picture, that was it. A lot of you were looking at the picture and possibly your bellies, they were kind of filling up. Abi, out of the whole charade, Nigeria lost 2.4 trillion naira towards that business because of insecurity. You know why? Some of the areas, because Bokwari had a policy. That policy was that anything they want to do, it must start from the northern Nigeria first. If it is a technological, whatever idea, they must start from the north. Go and pick anybody you can see from the north. If it is a charity the charity organizations coming to Nigeria, they must go to the north first if they want the government to give them their license to operate. It was his policy. If his government is going to share money to the poor people, it must start from northern Nigeria. That is where the poorest people are. If his government is going to give scholarship to people in Nigeria, it must start from northern Nigeria. It was his policy. Therefore, the chunk of the 2.4 trillion naira was invested in northern Nigeria. They were growing rice. When it was time for harvesting, that was when the terrorists moved from Sambisa and they took over all of the communities. They arrested all of the farmers. So for the farmers to remain alive, if they want to remain alive, they need to continue to work on those farms, supposed government farms, with government money, government fertilizer, borrowed money that will have to be paid back. And Nigeria, who invested such money, did not give a damn to the security of that area. They didn't worry about the investment. To them, na Nigeria money, it no matter. Yeah, go and put on there. It was the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram, the Iswap, they were now the ones harvesting the Nigerian farms. The ones they borrowed money to build. Now, Tifnumbu and gang, how can they cassavalized the Naira then? When you can tell they are following the same pattern of Bokwari. Do you know that this Tifnumbu, have already, according to him, he has already prepared 50,000 hectares of land. 50,000 though. Here you get. We don't know where the 50,000 acres of land are. I have no idea. We are waiting for him to announce it. He said he is going to share it, okay, to the Fulani terrorists so that they can start using them as ranches in order to stop the farmers' others clashes. The same one that Bokwari was pushing. I know some of you probably, you are not paying attention now. Until one morning, you go see breaking news. Or your state, Ogun State, they have taken 1,000 acres from your land. Or they have taken 2,000. Kenikon State, they have taken this. Because according to Kolu, they have reserved 500 billion naira that they want to give to farmers in order to operate farm ranches, okay, so that they can stop farmers' others clashes. I just thought, my mind just went to that one right now. I don't know if you all remember that. They publicly announced it. No security. There is nothing that you can commodify when you finish lying to yourselves, right? Then just maybe you can begin to listen to yourself. Listen to the truth. These guys are chancers, opportunists. You don't get it. And if you don't get it, just forget about it. Okay? So now, going forward, I am going to take you to the issue of court or no court now. All right? Because this issue of Tifnumbu hiring lawyers, putting up 3 appeals in just less than 1 week, trying to stop people from trying to stop the Chicago State University from releasing its own record. Don't release my gender. Don't release my manuscript. Don't my transcript rather. Or you can release my certificate, the fake one. I'm going to come to that. But let's kind of, take a detour. Do you know that America denied me their visa this month? You remember I was talking about going to the US if I have their visa and all of that. It's my fault, it's my fault, but not without some level of the usual green passports. I'm not British. I'm only UK resident, okay, which gives me every other legal cover, whatever. So to me, if after the system that colonized my people, all right, the country that colonized my own people, forced me to be speaking English language, could subject me to different kind of scrutiny test, this or that, before I could be allowed legally to live in the country and work, right? So at that point, I just felt like, I don't think I would want to be in the face of any other embassy or any country or wherever, or even at their own border, yeah, where I will be sort of treated just as my my own country has been sort of blacklisted or put under a sort of standard that before we can see you better for anything or qualify for anything, we have to naked you, check everything. So I'll tell you my story. I was going to go to the US for my brother's 60th birthday, very significant birthday for him, and it was going to be in October. So to me, I was like, okay, where is the US embassy website? Sure, you get. So I went on there, I checked out how much is it going to be and all of that, and I checked what do you even need to give me your visa? So I'm just coming there for maybe a few days and I'm going to be back. So to me, that nonchalant attitude way of, I just won't go there, go, if they don't want me to come, then so be it. I'm not somebody who actually fancy just being everywhere anyway, even though I would love to. But something I've not done. Anyway, I just approached it with that nonchalant way of, what do you want? Show your residence card that you are living in the UK. Show that you have a job that you can sponsor yourself. Those ones are easy. I make good money. Seriously, I actually make good money. To an average person who can say, oh, you live in the UK, I make very good money for that standard. Not so much, but standard. I could get whatever I want, whenever I want. Sure, you get. So I was like, that's easy. Then show something like, show the proof that you are going to come back to the UK. I was like, I have been living in the UK for over 11 years. I've got my family here. Why would I go to America and then I have to convince you that I'm going to come back here? So to me, I was like, fuck it. Instead of me to actually do what you would normally do when you want to get a visa from anywhere or anywhere's visa. So I got to their embassy in London. Now at their embassy, I was already the way it was being done, they're like people waiting and then, passing you here and there and then moving here. I was already being irritated. Like, oh, no, fuck. Damn it. And there were so many people. So at a point I felt like, I told my uncle, I said, at a point I felt like I was going to tell the lady that, can you please give me my passport back? I'm no longer interested. Can I have my stuff back? Because I'm actually still going back to Scotland and I'm going to drive to Scotland. Right? I was told this whole thing is going to last 30 minutes. I've been here for 4 or 5 hours. Like, kilo happen, go. Like, waiting did that America, go. Like, that feeling of person when they live for UK. Like, waiting did that your America, go now. So when I was about to go and ask, this lady called me and she could tell, everybody could tell that I was raging. Now, to cut the long story short, I got to the front of the person who was going to interview me. Like, I was expecting some little chitty-chatty, whatever. What do you want to go and do? I was just going to America for my brother's, my uncle's birthday. Everybody's going to be there, so I just thought I should. And I want to. Right? At that point, Mr. Don't they think, say, I don't even get invitation. I don't even get the invitation card, the one that they will print and say, welcome to my 60th birthday stuff. Yeah, I didn't have anything. I didn't have the copy of his passport. He's an American, right? He's watching me right now, possibly. I didn't have all of that because I didn't think they matter, or they kind of like, why should I prove so much? I forgot that I was holding Nigeria passports, and I'm still holding Nigeria passports. You know that thing? There is always that point of reality that will tell you that this thing that you are holding and the failure of the criminals in Nigeria, it no matter where you are or where you are living, you go still collect. So I got to the front of this guy, and I was just there like, man, what, like what? And then I gave him he said, can I have your document? And I gave him that. Then he opened, and I immediately saw Nigeria passports. I saw his countenance changed. I saw that. And I told my uncle, I said, I saw his countenance changed. Imagine somebody denying me American visa because he's not convinced that I'm going to come back to the UK. Imagine that. His countenance changed. And he started asking me questions about, how did you get to this country? When did you get to the UK? How did you enter UK? I mean, how did you get your papers? When did you get your papers? Oh, do you have a family? Oh, yeah. Oh, when I said, oh, I've got my family here. I've got 2 kids. And he was so surprised, like, oh, you have 2 kids. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like something. Okay. And do you have any relationship with the kids? I was like, at that point, you know me, I done the boy before. At that point, I was just like, should I just tell him that, Alaye, you the crazy? I live with my family, I live with my kids and all of that. What are you asking? What do you want to know? I had to bring up my phone. I was like, that's my son. Look at that. That's my daughter. At that point, he was now pretty much like, okay, I will need to go and verify this, so because I'm not sure. Because I'm a Nigerian. I could tell. It was so easy. Then he was supposed to deny me there. Sure, you get, if you go to American embassy, right, for visa, once you are interviewed, they have to deny you or approve you right there on the counter. The way they said, we will have to get back to you. And he gave me my passport, but I was like, come on, you need to give me a slip that you have refused me. He was like, no, I have not refused you. I have not. We'll get back to you if we need any other documents and all that. I was like, immediately I got out of the place, I was like, God damn it, man. Why do I really put myself through all of this? Why did I want to even go to America again, Seth? You know, remember I really wanted to go. So it was later my uncle was like, you shouldn't have just go there alone. You shouldn't have. In fact, you didn't even ask me for some of this so. I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't even think about it that way. Then he started telling me that, oh, you shouldn't have, you should have. I mean, I would probably want you to come with your family. They will treat you better if they see your family, if they see your children, if they see all of their British passports. What does that tell you? What should that tell you? That I have to prove extra and extra because of where I come from. I have to show to the rest of the world that I am different and I am legit. Not because I have done anything wrong, not because I have any criminal record, okay? I have never been kind of tried or arrested for any single crime in this country. I have no record of that. But because I am carrying Nigerian passports, it doesn't matter. He probably was looking at my own residence card. My BRP card as maybe it's fake. Oh, maybe I didn't probably have a family. Maybe I didn't even have any relationship with it. Maybe because I'm a Nigerian, maybe I'm actually lying. Then we started feeling like, oh, maybe they wanted to go and confirm from the home office. Can you imagine that? Because I'm a Nigerian and I didn't go there with my family, where they can see the family and be like, oh, yeah, oh, he has a family. Oh, they look like they love themselves. Oh, okay, maybe he's going to come back to the UK. Really? Now I just read it today that Nigeria passport has been further devalued. And now you're going to have to face a lot of questions if you are traveling with Nigeria passports. I didn't do anything. You probably didn't do anything too. But look at where we come from. Look at what they are condoning. Look at what they are normalizing. Look at how much of those things that all of us are complaining about, but somehow, we would have to live with that stigma. And somebody said, we are talking too much. No. You know what they say? In Yoruba, they said that dance starts from first kind of, shaking your body little by little until it becomes a rhythmic one that you start dancing and all of that. People need to understand what damages these guys are actually doing to the rest of us. Do you understand? Somebody said they kind of got screened at an holiday destination. He said he's an American. He's Nigerian living in the US with the American green card or resident card. I don't know what you call it in the US. And he got to his destination. That's not the first time. And they have to kind of pull him aside and they said, I'm so sorry that you have to go through all of that, okay? It's because you are from Nigeria and your country in this place has been tagged as a narco state. Nigeria is number 6 in the world of the countries with highest rate of organized crime. The rest of the world sees Nigeria as a place where criminals really hold a lot of influence and can be anything and everything, including the president of the country. And if the people of the country are comfortable with that, they are not on the street actually like chasing this criminal out. The rest of the world, are you with me? We treat the rest of us exactly how we should be treated. Singapore has the best passport in the world. If you are a Singaporean holding the Singaporean passports, you are mostly regarded, highly respected. Do you know why? In Singapore, na death sentence for drug smugglers, drug dealers. In Nigeria, they are state governors and presidents, ministers, senators, and lawmakers. So you see the difference when you are holding Singaporean passports and you are holding Nigerian passports. Do you see why it's not because Singapore is so rich. It is what the country present themselves to be as to the rest of the world is how the world is treating them. Today you are celebrating rogues, you are celebrating drug dealers, you are celebrating money launderers, you are celebrating career criminals as achievers, as leaders, because in your own world, nobody is a saint. Abi? Is that not your common word? Who is a saint? Nobody is a saint. Therefore, you can publicly, globally, promote known drug barons, criminals. I mean, Buruji Kashamu became a senator in Nigeria. Have you forgotten? Eshoji Nodu, Buruji Kashamu, Chief Numbu, the one that is claiming to be Adekunle now. So when the rest of the world treats us the way they treat us, don't blame them. Just look at ourselves and the things we tolerate. Maybe when we actually have the number of people that will resist and never want this to continue. We don't have the number yet. A lot of people knows that something is wrong. A lot is wrong, okay? But we don't have the number of people who are convinced enough that to change it, nobody is coming to change it. There is no invisible supreme being coming to change anything. The day they have that premonition, they have that conviction that except they act, nothing is going to change. When we have that majority, all right? That is when these criminals are going to stop giving Nigeria that name. And maybe, just maybe, when we are done with them, we will bury the name Nigeria with these criminals. It wasn't our own choosing anyway, was it? It was never our own choosing. No. Now, the battle over sovereignty, over legitimacy, where Kolu is fighting tooth and nail, and there are those who are also kind of defending that, saying, what does that matter? We know that none of this expose or all these revelations are going to mean anything in Nigeria. The country where criminals are in charge, we know. But for posterity's sake, we would like to continue to give them the rope of truth, that they will use to hang themselves, right? Before I go any further, I want to take you to the big bad conversation around why is Kolu so desperate enough not to let the school or these people release all his data, including, do you know, they said, you have heard about the FBI data that is going to be released next month, 2,500 documents on Tifnumbu. Guess what? These agencies in America, they actually said they have over 70,000 documents on Tifnumbu, Kilode, Pablo Escobar, the original Pablo Escobar, not this one, no Pablo Escobar, too. You see, the original Pablo Escobar in America, they have about 30,000 record of his drug dealing, money laundering, assassination, jailing, and all those things on him. Tifnumbu, they have 70,000. They just want to release 2,500 of them first. But would that change anything in a criminalized Nigeria? A country where the judiciary is compromised by criminals? The country where all the institutions that are supposed to uphold the rule of law, they have already been compromised. Would any of this matter there? They won't. But guess what? Like I said, truth is just a rope that you give to those who are living in denial. Take this rope, take this truth, hang yourself with it, or drop it, drop your lies. And that's exactly. And in David Undenye's sort of summary, he put it more like subtly, as they would say, like this way. One sec.
Thank you.
Hang on. I mean, yeah.
Because, as I said, the existing case, which has just been ruled on, was already enough of a game changer. There was enough